one of my sons wanted to build a Batcave. So we started building this Lego Batcave, and it kind of grew, and then we built this Wayne Manor, and then we lit it, and eventually we took some photos. Roland took the photos. We have to give Roland the credit. And then we posted them online, and it kind of went viral. It got posted on entertainmentweekly.com. It got blogged by a lot of the Lego blogs. Also on DC Comics, they showed it. And so on our Flickr page, all of a sudden it spiked, and we racked up, close to 750,000 views. So that was pretty fun. And then, where did this case come from? Well, what happened is I got a call from an individual, and I can't get into details, but he asked, he says, is that Batcave for sale? And I assured him, no, it's not for sale. It wasn't designed to be for sale. We never thought of selling it. It's just something I did with the kids. And he became very insistent. Let's just say he made an offer I couldn't refuse. And we started thinking, how are we going to transport this thing? Because it really wasn't meant to transport at all. So we kind of rebuilt the cave a little bit, rebuilt Wayne Manor, made everything accessible so it would have play features. And then we got Ron involved, and I said, man, we got to build some sort of cool case that we can actually ship this thing up in a big container and it'll look great. So Ron, being the ex-Imagineer he is, came up with this awesome case. And you'll see kind of our goal was to separate Wayne Manor a little bit more from the Batcave than it originally was. I'll show you a few features later. And kind of have this feel to it where obviously it's kind of organic, but it goes into the Lego. We kind of tried to get that old Hasbro toy feel. So it just kind of melded in. And some of the photos you're seeing are going to show you how well we pulled that off, how we integrated the Lego into Ron's work, and some of the unique ways Ron managed to get this kind of rock look very simply with just an old plastic grocery bag. I would have never thought of it. He is a wizard with Bondo. And so anyways, we thought you might kind of like looking at this. If you happen to have searched this on Google, somewhere somebody put out like it was 18,000 plus pieces. I did not count it. I don't think that's even close. I counted like a few pieces of furniture I built, and there was almost 1,000 pieces just in some of the little furniture pieces. My guess, if I had to guess, would be 100,000 pieces, but I haven't based that on actually counting them. But whoever came up with 18,000 did not talk to me, and not even close. It's way more than that. When we set out to do this, we wanted to do like an amalgamation of different bat caves. And the real feel was that for it to be kind of like, I called it a working bat cave. In other words, where this crazy rich guy worked with Alfred and built all this stuff actually. So like the computer console, which you'll see in some of the photos, was kind of an ode to Batman the Animated Series. We have this kryptonite vault here that actually glows. That was kind of an ode to one of my less favorite movies, Batman versus Superman. Kind of just this whole feel here was to give it that, just that working feel, like these are little power lines. You'll see the Batwing and the Batmobile are both kind of Keaton style from that era, and that kind of turntable feel. Like some of this here with this wood is just kind of to show like it used to be this big cavern and somebody had built something kind of haphazard and they just kind of worked it all together for this bat cave. Now on top, and we'll show you a few photos of this, first of all you can kind of see the bats coming out, which is cool, and the water going through here. By the way, this little like sewer thing, that's kind of an ode to the very first Lego Batman set that came out. I don't know why he would have a sewer coming out into there. But anyways, it's kind of, we worked that in as an ode to the early Batman Lego sets. And up here in the back, and we'll show you via photos, is a greenhouse and a well. And that's kind of an ode to Batman Begins, that scene where he was out in the greenhouse and then he fell down the well, and you'll see there's a cavern that goes all the way down where young Bruce can fall and hopefully not break his neck, and then he discovers the cave. So that's kind of a neat little play feature. And then we did this cool cutaway in the back here, which you'll see with the Batman logo. And it's kind of neat because these blast doors actually open up and connect to the turntable. But then when it's open also and you're from a distance, it kind of has a cool glow behind the bat symbol sign. Now the next thing I want to show you is we wanted to have access to this house, Wayne Manor. Now, some people wonder why I chose this style for Wayne Manor. To be honest with you, when Batman vs. Superman was being filmed and before it had come out, I had, to the best of my information, found this house in Detroit that they were using as the new Wayne Manor. So I tried to get ahead of the curve. And this house is based exactly on a house in Detroit that they were supposed to use for the Wayne Manor on the set. Now, as it turns out, all they showed was some kind of broken down interior parts. But we found some nice architectural drawings and really mimicked that style very closely. So it might seem like we just made this up, but there was kind of a reason for that. One of the trickiest things about this whole build was adding lighting features. And if any of you have built with Lego, you know that's really a challenge. We use brick stuff lighting. He's a guy who does his custom LEDs. They're meant to really work well specifically with Lego. Still a challenge, but definitely helped in getting this done and getting a great feel to it. Along with that, we wanted to make the rooms of Wayne Manor accessible with full interior detail. But to do so and not have to unplug all kinds of lighting presented kind of an engineering challenge. So I did this kind of in modulars, a little bit of a modular section where the pieces would, oh, see I gotta take these little chimneys off. They kind of lock the roof pieces in together. And then we can take the various pieces of Wayne Manor off and you can start to see some of the interior here. Like here's this kind of study. And then this clock was designed where you got to turn this dial and then open the clock. It's a little bit of a kind of a Batman thing that he did sometimes in the comics. And then this chimney here, this actually powers, when you turn this, it moves the elevator up and down. The elevator goes all the way down into the Batcave. So that's kind of a cool play feature with the chimney. And then, so this is just kind of like his junk room where he kind of has a bunch of stuff. And now this comes off, and you can see Bruce Wayne's study. For those who are super observant, you can see he's playing Super Mario, but that wasn't too intentional. So we got full lighting in through here, and then different pieces of this continue to come off. And so every piece kind of gives more and more access to the interior of Wayne Manor. And ultimately, you'll see as the pieces come off, there's just a certain core, and then I tried to keep all the lighting within that core. So every piece that comes off allows access to it. Easy play feature, if you want to call it that, without ever having to unplug a single light bulb. So all of that's been ran, and there's some secret access panels in the case if that should ever be an issue. And then even in the garage, we added a little bit of interior. We've got a custom Rolls Royce here. I didn't build the Rolls. That was built by my friend who just knocked a tree off. Alex Jones, some of you may know him as Orion Pax in the Lego community. A very good German Lego builder. So I used his piece there that he helped out with a little bit. So that's kind of the tour of the Batcave. Hope you enjoyed it, and hopefully it inspires you to build.